Hello everybody and welcome back to another exciting episode of watching other people's videos. Last time we watched Crash Twinsanity episode Roxas1359's video of Crash Twinsanity episode 5 The Check Bounced. This time before I continue I want to show something interesting. The funny thing about it not being a commercial success for Wrath of Cortex, it was a bestseller in various ways. Let me show why. This is the PS2 one. This is the player's choice. This is the one I believe I've had. Yeah, this is the one I had when I played this game. This is the greatest hits version. I don't know if they're different. I don't know if the versions are different, if they have something different on the cover, or it's just basically a same game but different color saying, "Hey, it's a bestseller," or some Japan import. This is probably what I was thinking of platinum hits. This is what I was thinking. Crash Nitro Kart, Crash Wrath of Cortex, Xbox Japan import, standard GameCube version 1. This is standard PS2, standard Xbox, standard GameCube, Xbox Classics, and the rest is just basically just stuff. Anyway, what really confused me is, if it didn't sell well, how come it got platinum range? How come it got, which covers your platinum range shows recognizable game casing. Let me see. To become platinum, it was to have over 400,000 total worldwide sales worldwide. Wait, it's platinum range. Platinum hits. That might be different. Player's choice. Also another one that says to have sold well. Xbox Originals. Okay, I think this is something else actually. Does it even say anything about sales? No. It seems like it sold well on pretty much every console. I mean, every version apparently had a bestseller. That's kind of strange. That whole Wrath of Cortex didn't do as well as we hoped. I mean, it could be inferring financially, but for some reason it may have sold well. I mean, I know this is just Eurocom did the GameCube version. That's interesting. Yeah, it did the Nintendo GameCube version of this game. That's interesting. I didn't notice that. Seems Traverse Tales did the other two. Yeah, Konami Corporation published the PS2 version. Okay then. Okay, that's very interesting. Hey, you learn something new every day. Hey! Developing a port up for the latter console. Latter being the GameCube. Anyway, also another interesting thing I wanted to show was that there were only about 4 different models, or maybe 2 different models, however you like to see it, 4 here, or 2 different color. But anyway, it seems the only ones that would have proper PS2 backwards compatibility would be the very earliest models. And those that have the partial software PS2 compatibility, which apparently didn't do as well, were these. I don't believe I have either of those. In fact, let me see. I know it's one of these models. I believe the model that I have is Uncharted Drake. Sorry, wrong one. Is this model. Most likely due to that the only. Let me look at all the other models. I mean, bundles. I know it's not slim for a fact because it doesn't look slim at all. Uncharted 3 jigs. Let me put Fortune. This is also a handy tool here. Uncharted Drake's Moves. Among Thieves. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. 3D play. No, I didn't get that. This is slim. Wait, that's super slim. No, not slim. This is slim. Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Wait. Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction. Wait, this one's for Europe. So most likely the one I have is the Uncharted Drake's Fortune. For a second I thought it was this one because I also have Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction as well, but even still, I think I got that one in a different one, and this one's released in Europe. The point of this is I do not have any backwards compatibility in terms of PS2, though interestingly, almost support emulation with the original PlayStation, but support for PlayStation 2 backward compatibility diminished with later compatible models, and the last model to integrate backward compatibility was NTSC 80 gigabits. This model. The one with the Metal Gear Solid 4 bundle. Compatibility issues with games for both systems are detailed in a public database hosted by the manufacturer. I'm guessing this. All models excluding the 20 gigabit model include the 802.11 BG Wi-Fi. What's this? These models will be able to play some PlayStation 2 titles, but full compatibility is not guaranteed. That is interesting. I never saw that before. But anyway. Interestingly, I'm guessing it's because why the later models didn't have PS2 while all models had the basically had PlayStation. I'm guessing it was because it was very expensive to implement all the hardware necessary for the full PS2 backward compatibility, but that was expensive. I guess he tried to do this as something of a. I'm guessing they were hoping for that it would give the same one, but cutting costs in certain areas. That apparently didn't work out. I guess just trying to rely on. Guess the emulation for it didn't work as well as they were hoping. Let me think. Hmm. Why would the other say limited and yet... Hmm. Interesting. Anyway, it's rather interesting how... Guess the software emulation for the original PlayStation wasn't as difficult, but the PlayStation 2, because it needed... The 80 gigabit model excludes the PlayStation 2 Emotion Engine, with it being replaced with it by an emulated version via its cell broadband engine. However, it retains the graphics synthesized GPU, resulting in a hybrid hardware and software emulation. Due to the elimination of the Emotion Engine and its replacement with a software emulated version, the PS2 compatibility was slightly reduced. The elimination? Huh. Okay then. The 40GB, 80GB, and 160GB models have 2 USB ports and 4 USB ports, and on other models, engine not include multiple flash card readers, SACD support or backward compatibility with PlayStation 2 games. This was due to the removal of the graphics synthesizer GPU, which stripped the units of all PlayStation 2 based hardware. So basically, later units basically couldn't. So basically, just removed all parts of the PlayStation 2 as it was apparently too expensive, I'm guessing. Because backward compatibility can be costly, especially of this. A good example is the PlayStation 3, as the first PS3 iteration was expensive to manufacture in part due to including the Emotion Engine from preceding PS2 in order to run PS2 games, since PS3 architecture was completely different from the PS2. Subsequent PS3 hardware revisions have eliminated the Emotion Engine as it saved production costs while removing the ability to run PS2 titles, as Sony found out that backwards compatibility was not a major selling point for the PS3 in 2006 through 2009, in contrast to the PS2 in 2000 through 2001. The PS3's chief competitor, the Microsoft Xbox, took a different approach to backwards compatibility by using software emulation in order to run games from the first Xbox, rather than including legacy hardware from the original Xbox, which was quite different from the Xbox 360. Quite different from the Xbox 360. However, Microsoft stopped releasing emulation profiles after 2007. A lesson in backwards compatibility for everybody. So apparently too costly to implement, so they basically took out the PS2 altogether. Yet interestingly, all models support the PS1. Interestingly, guess it didn't. Yeah, it didn't need the Emotion Engine for that. All models. Anyway, also another interesting thing about the PS3. Heading into 2017, Japan was the last territory where new units were still being sold until May 29, 2017, when Sony confirmed the PlayStation 3 was discontinued in Japan. It lasted a bit of a while. That's nice. But anyway, enough with me rambling on. Oh boy, I'm going to need to put... Yeah, like before, I'm going to put a little link in my description as a way of, well, basically getting to the point. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to watch, I don't want to exactly look like a liar when I'm saying, we're watching someone else's videos and instead a history, brief information. Anyway, Crash Twinsanity Episode 6, My Crystals! That sounds inappropriate. The humili-skate destroys both your reputation and your sex organs. The only other time I've seen grinding like that was Big the Cat in Sonic Heroes. Really. Only he made it look like, it's nothing. Seriously, Big the Cat makes it look like nothing. I am serious, he doesn't even look phased. Yeah, which apparently, because he's not reacting to anything, makes it appropriate, apparently, to a degree.
Hello everyone, this is Roxas1359, welcome back to Let's Play Crash Twinsanity. Last time, we made our way through Ice Climb, freeing Uka Uka by accident, and battling him. As a result, you know, Uka Uka and Aku.
P.S. It's the second time he spoke in this game. Aku, that is.
I'm going to go and fight the evil twins. This one who is following me is the lesser-known half-brother of both of them.
Lesser-known half-brother?
Tapu. Wait, no, that's not right. So yeah, they didn't... Oh, that's not right. Tapu. Of both of them. Brother, the lesser-known is the... This one who is following me is the lesser-known, half-brother.
How is he the lesser-known? Seriously, Crash knows him.
Both of them. Tapu.
I know that doesn't say too much, but still.
Wait, no, that's not right. So yeah, they didn't really program it right because, well, you know, I kind of have Aku with me. But, I mean, hey, this allows them protection, and they went to go and fight the evil twins. It's a win-win for me. So, let us grab all these lives that are around here, because I am going to be losing them in the next level. Oh, yes, because if I screw up on the jets, I am boned.
On the bright side, my Elgato works great. But seriously, I've been giving it a lot of chances, more than most people would think. Because let's just say I've been trying to get used to it. I mean, when you're trying to work with a piece of hardware and trying to get used to it, it may take a little while, but I've had some tolerance, and if I had any less tolerance, I would have blamed the Elgato capture card. Elgato Game Capture HD 60S.
Grab everything. You can grab these lives if you want. I find them to be too risky, so I'm just gonna...
Okay.
Whoop. And... Whoop. And... There we go! So, go right here. Watch out for these platforms right here. They actually do fall. I didn't know that they did that. I found that out in my practice file. But we are pretty high up. Yeah, that ice climb was, not joking, but... Oh, look!
That's not a good time to jump.
It's Cortex's blimp!
Or maybe it is.
Haven't seen that since Crash Team Racing. Haven't seen... It's Cortex's blimp! Oh, look! It's Cortex's blimp! Haven't seen that since Crash Team Racing. Uh-oh. Don't worry, the platform will come back. Just takes a moment.
Okay. I was just imagining you falling down. Because if it dropped, it would have counted as a fall even if you were standing on it.
Okay, it just pops back in. That's kind of...
That is Crash falling.
I can't expect too much from... pops back in. That's kind of... I can't expect too much from this game. But...
It was rushed, after all, so it's not exactly going to be picture perfect.
Let's go inside his iceberg lab. See what he has planned.
Come, we must make preparations for...
Well, let me turn up the volume a little, actually. Sorry.
It's probably for you.
How is it for him? How is it for Crash? Seriously, it's on Cortex's blimp. I mean, it's his ship. I'm thinking of something else.
Trick or treat! Trick or treat!
Well, that was fast. How did they... Wait, weren't they...
I can't expect...
Seriously, was with them. I guess it's assuming they aren't with you. Particularly Aku, because he would be, well, you know, protecting you. Protecting you.
Fools! You thought these two party toys could defeat us? We are masters of the infinite dimensions, with power over reality itself, and riches beyond imagination.
Riches?
Riches?
Riches? What's wrong with you? Always bringing up the riches.
Not the britches? I'm just making jokes here.
You don't remember us, do you, Doctor?
Should I?
You ruined our lives. Allow us to return the favor.
You could always, not return the favor. That's a great option. I like that option. How about no?
Well, I don't think it's gonna work with supervillains exactly. Especially ones that aren't polite. Yeah, especially ones that aren't too polite, at least.
So we have to fight their ant-soldiers now. It seems that the twins want
Or not polite at all, really.
Cortex dead more than anything.
Even those that aren't even polite aren't even very polite at most. At most? Even those that aren't very polite, at least. At most, it would probably be not polite at all.
Alright,
I hope that's right.
this has to be Dr. Crossfire here. Alright, so, kill everyone. And there we go. Never mind.
Lightsaber!
Right. And dead. There we go.
Well, that was fast. Thumbs up.
See, this is why nobody likes you. A curse on you, Crash Bandicoot. A curse on you all. We shall return. Forget I mentioned the riches thing, huh?
Oh yeah, like supervillain's gonna forget that. Like I was gonna, I almost said remember. Like that would make sense.
Dr. Cortex, what have you done?
Who are these evil upstarts?
I've ruined the lives of so many. I can't be expected to remember them all.
That's actually a fair point there. Unless he personally ruined their lives, he's not exactly. You can't expect people to like remember them ruining their lives unless it's like they personally remember or they personally done it or personally done it. You get what I mean.
Oh, such a big head! Such a tiny brain! If we deliver him to the evil twins, perhaps they will spare us. But they'll kill me! That's a risk I'm willing to take!
Like you're surprised, like almost said Aku. Like you're surprised Uka would be surprised about that?
Crash, I've been like a father to you. I created you, nursed you, tried to destroy you.
Well, you could sort of say created, nursed, not exactly. Tried to destroy, most likely.
So what do you say? With my mighty intellect and...
Well, tried to destroy is the biggest contributing factor there, even though you might argue that creating is the bigger factor, but, well, creating in terms of, since from Crash, the first Crash Bandicoot game, you get what I mean.
Your vacuum
You can argue that's actually bigger, and I'll accept that.
stupidity will be unbeatable!
Crash is all like, "Oh, deal!"
I like that plan.
Crash is like a deal. I phrased that so wrong. Crash is like a deal. No, sorry. So that was the wrong phrase here. Crash is all like deal.
Come along! To the Psychotron!
Well, we can go to the Psychotron. I can actually talk a little bit about this room. This room right here initially showed up within the beta build of the game, as well as the playable demo that was at an E3, with Cortex sitting inside this chair, introducing the game. This area
Apparently you can't go in. Apparently you can't sit in the chair or even stand in it.
had sort of a warp room mentality, and sort of inside this chair, introducing the game. This area had sort of a warp room mentality, hence why these doors are right here. And there was another deleted scene that I'm going to have play right now. Thanks again to Fake Nina. Deleted scene that I'm going to have play right now. Thanks again to Fake Nina.
Our magic is no match for the twins' power. What we need is a little brute force. Mecha Bandicoot is equipped with an electronics brain, programmed with Crash's own cerebral patterns.
Okay.
Are you sure that was wise? Let's bring him home. Engage autopilot! What's the worst that can
Crash was kinda like, aww.
happen?
So yeah, that is an interesting scene. Initially, according to
To say the least.
Nina in the comments when asked about it, the Mecha Bandicoot coming back to here was more of a development plan, nothing really concrete. However, there was a cut level in the game that was intended to be played entirely by Mecha Bandicoot, known as Ocean Commotion. Now, Ocean Commotion would take place later within the game, but would still put that Mecha Bandicoot got salvaged and recovered. As for whatever happened to the vice versa reversa device, which was actually pictured with inside of that drawn cutscene, it's not entirely explained where it is. It's believed that it's inside of either this dimension or inside of the Evil Twins' 10th dimension. So it's more likely that I was involved inside the 10th dimension, as we'll see with the final boss of this game later. So, let's head now over to the Psychotron. That seems to be where Cortex is headed. He seems very happy to show that thing off. So, go inside.
He probably just likes to show off his genius to everybody, even Crash on some occasions apparently.
That over here, after a disguised loading screen.
Hey, another... Interestingly, the YouTuber Capitalist said, cleverly disguised the loading screens!
And?
The same YouTuber that I have been recording some of his videos as well. I've watched recording some of his videos. Probably should get to that as well.
This is the...
Oh, we're nice smile. What do I get from this angle? Nice smile. Come on. Good. One more try. Perfect!
This is the Psychotron, gateway to the infinite dimensions. Beyond our universe, somewhere between the 9th and 11th dimensions, lies the mysterious 10th dimension.
Ooh, between 9 and 11? I wouldn't have guessed!
And there we must go in order to confront the evil twins, steal the riches,
He says under his breath.
and restore the
Or
natural...
at least that's what's supposed to imply him saying it under his breath, but I don't think out loud or under his breath would have cared because Crash wouldn't really care. He just comes in and saves the day somehow.
order of
And saves the day somehow.
things with me on top.
Sure.
We require 6 power crystals in order to make the leap, and we have 4.
We're missing 2!
Let's see. That isn't enough!
That's the funny part. It's like basic math. It's literally basic addition / /subtraction.
All is lost, unless...
Nice smile again.
Come along!
I love how he had to do math in order to realize that he didn't have enough.
And basic math at that. Math that's taught in elementary school.
A lot of people might hate that
Such as, cows produce milk.
Cortex has pretty much become a bumbling... A lot of people might hate that Cortex has pretty much become a bumbling idiot. A lot of people might hate that Cortex has pretty much become a bumbling idiot, but it suits him. Just like it suits Eggman, it suits Cortex. So
I was just about to bring up Eggman. You know what's interesting? During somewhere around this period, or I think Eggman was a little later actually. Was it around this time? I think somewhere around this time period was also when Eggman was becoming kind of like Cortex actually. he was becoming from menacing bad guy, especially in some areas like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, I would say, from basically a comedic villain, which honestly works, especially with the good writing. Especially with good writing, it can make any even bad guys look likable. Really, could even make the villains likable.
So much. And technically speaking, this is before Cortex. So much. And technically speaking, this is before the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise started making Eggman more of the comedic villain. Anyway, we're now
I said around this time period. I didn't say exactly.
Gonna be heading off to probably the most famous level of all Crash Twinsanity with one of the most famous.
Remember, I said around this time period. I didn't say exactly here.
Crash. It's my personal favorite stage in this game, as well
I was just making a rough estimate.
as many others, which is why I'm going to be saving right before it. The reason why is because it's unfortunately a stage where right before the others, which is why I'm going to be saving right before it. The reason why is because it's unfortunately a stage where you have one shot at getting every gem. Otherwise, no dice. You're going to have to
Why is there a door here?
restart the level again. I'm going to go through the level as best as I can, and if I miss gems, then I will obviously cut in me getting those gems for the end of the episode, but that's I will obviously cut in me getting those gems for the end of then I will obviously I'm gonna go through the level as best as I can, and if I miss gems, then I will obviously cut in me getting those gems for the gems, then I will obviously cut in me getting those gems for the end of the episode, but that's pretty much it. So, let us get there. You have to question why Cortex has so many nitro crystals inside small caverns.
I guess he likes nitro.
I mean, come on, do you really need this many? But here,
I would have put a door. I'm not Cortex, but I would have put a door here instead of the door we just saw a few moments ago.
is
In the ice cave right here. You know what I mean.
so we're gonna save right here. This is something unorthodox for me. I normally something. We're gonna save.
Oh,
We're gonna save
34%.
right here. This is something unorthodox for me. I normally don't save while I'm capturing, but this is actively what I'm trying to do. So we're going to put our save file right there because my first save file is my practice save file. So
For the record, I don't use the practice save file, but I can see why it's used, but I honestly don't use them.
autosave's been enabled, so we're gonna have to disable that again. And
Oh, they're just trying to save you the trouble of having to save manually, but I can see what you're going from here. Like, if you miss something important, you wanna, like, save back to that point before. I can see why.
let's go.
And here's one of the more funnier scenes in this game.
There, to the sea, I tell you! Our salvation floats upon the briny blue!
Floats?
Our salvation floats upon the
Did he just say floats?
floats upon the briny blue! 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 Floats
Sorry, I just can't help it.
upon the briny blue! Our salvation to the sea, I tell you! Our salvation floats upon the briny blue!
Okay, enough of me messing around.
We must reach Engine's battleship and quickly before it sets sail! But how? Think, Cortex!
What?
Sail! But we must reach Engine's battleship and quickly before it sets sail! But how? Think, Cortex, think!
And here's one of the funniest scenes in the game. There's nothing awkward here. The expressions on his face are changing. I said that prematurely. Oh, this doesn't look awkward either. Boom. And down.
Crash had an idea, and it is the single greatest thing I've ever done in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Slip Slide Ice Capades, the humili-skate.
Cortex makes it look painful. In reality, it probably would be painful.
This is just glorious. I love this concept. Now
It really would be probably painful.
go after the first of our gems, and I already missed it. So I'm gonna have to come back for that one. These gems are difficult to get, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake. Anyway, how does the humili-skate work? If you hit the circle button, you can speed up and or slow down. You can turn Cortex around, or you
And you can fall down. Death count 18. A humiliating death in humili-skate. Appropriate. It doesn't feel as humiliating as compared to others,
end up
actually.
dying like I can. And you can end
I get what you were trying to get with here, but it didn't feel as strong. The joke didn't feel as strong here because all of them are humiliating.
up grinding on rails using Cortex's grind. Up grinding, and you can end up grinding on rails using Cortex's grind. The greatest of all
Like Big the Cat in Sonic Heroes.
game mechanics. And the music for this stage is just freaking... I just love it. This is my favorite track in the entire game. By far. This is my favorite track. It's a lot of people's favorite tracks. I've seen 8-bit renditions of this, 16-bit, under SNES, under Sega Genesis. It's just that great of a level. And just, I mean, the concept alone, Crash had an idea on how to get down. He's not wrong. Right?
It works.
But now comes the best parts of these levels. Get them off of me! Shoot! Now we're gonna have the chicken sound effect play for a while because the game sort of glitches out. These guys are...
Trying to take the slowest path as possible, I see. Or it's just by accident. Oh well.
Based on the AI, so here we go. Based on the play for a while because the game sort of glitches out on it. These guys are based on the AI, so here we go.
A picture for your screenshot. I was gonna say, I was meaning to say screensaver actually.
And boom!
Here, nothing wrong here.
Got ourselves crystal number 5, so no worries, Cortex, we got another crystal! Only one more and we're set! But, let's keep going. Don't worry, these penguins are rubber band AI based.
Remember, this is a video game, kids. Do not try this at home.
Right?
Seriously, do not try this at home. It probably is very bad. Actually, it would be pretty bad, actually.
Let's go after our next gem, shall we? Which is gonna be...
Some angles it looks like it's more painful than others, like when you're just going on the snow, actually.
the blue gem right here. Watch, the purple gem is the only one I ended up missing. Right? And on the rail, that sound effect that plays when grinding has to hurt. Oh,
It makes it sound so painful. It actually makes it sound more painful than it needs to be. After all, just, you get what I mean, just more painful than it needs to be, like, okay, that was so not the right sound effect, but you get what I mean.
Cortex really
You
does
get what I mean.
have balls of steel. I don't care. Cortex really does have balls of steel.
As does Big the Cat. At least in Sonic Heroes. And there's Tana.
Ladies,
Or what appears to be Tana.
excuse me, madam.
At least.
Are those really... Lady,
Steel.
Molten Cortex?
coming through! Ladies, excuse me, madam.
Molten Cortex.
Steel.
I still don't know what that means.
Coming through! Ladies, excuse me, madam. Are those really... Mother?
Are those real? Mother? Oh boy.
Behold, the entire reason why I think this game got E10 plus as a rating.
Well, That and the painful grinding as well, probably.
Alright, so...
What was that? Let's hear it again! In the microphone! That wasn't what I meant.
Alright, so... Alright, so... Alright.
I think he said, I love this stage so much. I love this stage so much. He said it once, by the way.
So, that's the green gem right there.
Well, he said it once, at least. I believe that's what he said. I love this stage so much.
Yep, that is a one-time gem to grab too, just like all these other ones, so keep that in mind.
Well, then why did you have to say that was a one-time gem too? Because it's kind of redundant. It's just redundant how you phrased everything. I mean, not everything, how you phrased that one. You already said it's kind of like a one-time thing for all of them, or such.
You know what?
Ow.
Don't worry, Cortex is fine. Cortex can't die. That time I got hit though, so that's not good.
Didn't you get hit before?
Alright, so let's see if we can grab ourselves another gem. Right around here, this time we're gonna go...
Sorry, that was just a deep breath.
After the clear gem.
Fly!
Which is why I totally
Too high!
just jumped over it. Go me, I shouldn't have sped up. So don't speed up on that second. Right, now for the hard gem. Ah, dang it, that's the yellow gem. The yellow gem is the hardest one. The yellow gem. Right, now for the hard gem. Ah, dang it, that's the yellow gem. The yellow gem is the hardest one out of all these ones. But get to right here, and we get into a brawler ball. Haven't seen this since Cabin Catastrophe.
Didn't you say it was the Astrosphere? Oh wait, someone in the comments said otherwise.
So, at least we managed to get 3 gems. I say 3 because the last one is right over here. Or I completely miss it!
Make that 4.
I say 3 because the last... So, at least we managed to get 3 gems. I say 3 because the last one is right over here.
I meant to say 2. Sorry, I was thinking how many you missed. That wasn't an insult, I just thought incorrectly.
Or
Whoops. Not an insult, just incorrect thinking.
completely miss it! Gosh darn it! Oh well, so I'm gonna have to cut those in.
How are they still beating each other? How are they still sorry, earbud thing. How are they still beating each other? Beating each other up in that brawler ball sort of thing. Anyway.
Meanwhile, a lovely dingo dial is reading his book.
Huh. Ignore that sound effect in the background. That was just me moving my remote. Just me moving my remote.
The dingo dial is reading his book. The dingo dial. Meanwhile, a lovely dingo dial is reading his book.
Sorry.
A lovely dingo dial is reading his book.
Sorry. That was my part. Sorry for the repetitions, you know.
I've never been
Just want to make sure.
so humiliated. No amount of treasure could ever begin to compensate.
Treasure, eh? Answer.
Interesting. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it off right here.
Surprising he didn't get injured in that dingo dial. Seems Cortex's pride was hurt more than his groin, apparently.
This is Obnoxious 1359. I'm gonna go back and edit in the rest of the gems to collect. Edit in Obnoxious 1359. I'm gonna go Obnoxious 1 off right here. This is Obnoxious 1359. I'm gonna go back and edit in the rest of the gems to collect for humili-skate. See you guys next time.
And got it! Got it! Got it, although you probably would have preferred the grinding method for some reason, I'm thinking. Maybe. You probably are meaning to do that instead? But I don't know that for certain, so... Okay. Okay then. There's a Rocky! There's a What was that bump? What did he bump off of? That's strange. I didn't see what it was exactly. I didn't see what it was exactly. The audio kind of went out. It appeared to have went out kind of early.
Never been so humiliated.
And Cortex doesn't appear to be there. I meant to say that a little earlier.
No amount of treasure could ever begin to compensate.
Ghost Cortex.
Compensate. Humiliated. No amount of treasure could ever begin to compensate.
Death count 18 plus 6 equals 24. That's how many times he died for those gems. At least crushing Cortex. Doing it for gems. Alright. I'm just making that sound. And just making that sound. I'm just making that sound. Anyway, 12, 22. You can't help but laugh every time Cortex says, Mother? Hey, the exclamation question mark will rise.
Mother?
Okay. Cortex really does a ball of steel. So is Duke Nukem, the son of Cortex. The shotgun gamer. Not really. Neil Periwinkle Cortex is actually the son of Awful B. Bad and Miss Macbeth, who ran off to join the circus after being wed, but died in a freak accident while Cortex was a child. True story. I think he was referencing Duke Nukem, which, interestingly, the voice actor for Duke Nukem did voice Big the Cat. And also E102 Gamma, but not in Sonic Adventure and Sonic Battle, actually. But that's for another thing. 12:19. Does anyone notice that picture of Tana is here? Yeah. If we surrender Cortex, the mind of a mutant probably wouldn't exist. Wouldn't exist? Seriously, you didn't have to make that plural. Unless it's taking a hit or two. Unless it's taking a hit, those two are useless. Unless it's taking a hit. What's taking a hit? Nice job adding in the sound effect of the snowball destroying Dingo Dials' house. The gems are not entirely one time. There is a way to backtrack to slide escapades should you miss any. Does not change the fact that it hurts to miss a gem. There's apparently an extra space there. All the gems is a pain. I meant if you miss it, you have to go back through the level again. You can't grab the gems if you miss them on that run. I'll be showing how to get back next episode. I was looking at something else for the moment. Roxas 159. Spoilers to others besides Roxas. And to think there is a level later on that uses the same level aspect that is even worse to get the gems. What makes the level worse is because of a bug in the game. You cannot backtrack to it! Cool! Your favorite stage is also my favorite stage as well. Great minds think alike. Just looking at this. Okay. Okay, that's enough watching for here. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode of watching other people's videos, and as well as that little informal thing, information thing before. Also, not in last video, I got a subscriber! Subscriptions? Not that. How do I look at my subscriptions? Oh, right. I got a subscriber! 17 years ago! My first subscriber! Whatever. You get the idea. Anyway, because of some OCD, there we go. Okay then. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And remember, that didn't make any sense. I'm just being funny. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Be safe. Have fun. All that good stuff. Bye.